right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Keyshawn Davis. Shout out Virginia. Keyshawn, first and foremost, we want to say thank you for coming on. Congratulations on the victory. For those that do not know or didn't get to watch, Keyshawn, this past Saturday in Dubai, scored a fourth round stoppage, I believe it was, in his lightweight bout against Richmond Ashley. I think that's how they had said it on the broadcast. Who was 10-1 walking into the arena, making Keyshawn now 2-0 in his professional career. But I'll pass it on to you, Ness. I think that was a good enough introduction.
Nah, man, Keyshawn, I just want to say thank you, obviously, for coming on. And are you still in Dubai, or did you already make it back to the States?
Nah, I made it back to the States. I got back around like 12 a.m. last night.
Oh, okay. How long is that flight for you?
Man, that flight was 15 hours.
Oh.
And I had a connected flight in Chicago for like another 2 hours.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I'm so impressed, man, with the fact that your debut was on the Canelo, Yeardom, huge event in Miami. I mean, you know, Eddie outdid himself for that fight. And now here you are all the way in Dubai on a top-ranked card, man. And, you know, obviously we've been put on you for a while now because of your amateur background. But we interviewed Bill Haney one time, and he said, man, look at this guy, Keyshawn Johnson. Like Keyshawn Davis. He goes by businessman, and he says, you know, people are learning the business now. It's not like before. So much so that your handle says businessman Keyshawn Davis, and we can see that because you've been able to work with Dazn and now work with Top Rank as a 2-0 fighter, man. I'm just, you know, I've been doing this for a while, and what you are doing, no one has done at this stage of their career. So I'm just blown away. Can you tell us a little bit about your story? I know that your mom is in the picture, and it's I don't want to mess it up, but I believe DB3 is 3 brothers. You guys all box, and I'm assuming you're all going to be navigated this fantastically at such a young age. But please tell us more.
Well, telling y'all more into it, me and my brother will be fighting. Well, I'm fighting again next month, and this time y'all will get to see my bigger brother, Kelvin Davis. He's 1-0 with 1 KO as a pro. He fought on NBC Sports Television. And this next card, we will be fighting together. So now it's for us brothers, it's about to start coming together. And I know once we keep putting on great performances, the fans going to want us to keep coming back. And it's going to give us more leverage just to keep getting on these bigger cards together. And just shout out my mother, too, that was with me in Dubai, man, Wanda Davis. She been with me ever since I was 9 years old. Ever since I started out, she started all 3 of us out at the same time, me and my brothers. And she's still here with me. And every single fight, you're going to see her with me. Almost every single interview. If on fight week, you're going to see her with me. And including my brothers, man. We a family. DB3 is a family. It's a family brand. And we just can't wait to show the world that DB3 is the future, not just Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn, let me just real quick get a follow-up. Was that always the plan to eventually launch you and your brother as like a promotional tool? Like, was that always the plan that y'all were going to go that route?
Of course, especially coming into the pros. Me and my brother's, you know, journey was different. You know, I was a highly favored amateur. And my big brother got he got the opportunity to go to the Olympic trials and stuff like that. And fought with no headgear. So my big brother got experience with, you know, elite fighters. It was just I got the more experience, I would say. And, I feel like I took it to the next level. So what we trying to do now is, of course, use a lot of my leverage, but at the same time, my brothers can fight. So all we have to do is just put them in a position to show the world that they can fight. And then once we show the world next month that we all can fight, then it's all up from there. But to answer your question, yes, that was always the plan from the start.
So, Keyshawn, let me ask, are you, first of all, let's start with your mom. Is she the manager or advisor, or is she just mom and you know, go to her for those types of things, but that's not her official role?
Right. Mom is definitely the manager, the advisor. She be hyped up sometimes like the promoter, like the promoter.
Okay.
But yeah, she's definitely all of that, man. And who's not better for the job than your mother? You feel what I'm saying? And since my pro debut up until now, she been doing a hell of a job. But not only her, it's a team behind me. You know, marketing team and other people that I can go to ask questions on if this is the right move. So not just only her, but shout out to the team that's behind me.
So I'll take you to the comparison question. I want you to compare the treatment of Dazn to the treatment of Top Rank. But I'll tell you what I noticed that was different, right? If I go to their Instagram and I mean Top Rank, I don't see you on their Instagram. There's no highlights of your fight from Saturday. I really don't see anything on their Instagram during your fight. If I go to Dazn, let me finish with Top Rank. If I go to their YouTube channel, I don't see highlights of your fight this Saturday. Or even the weigh-in. I don't see Keyshawn. When I type in Keyshawn Davis into their YouTube search bar, nothing comes up. But Dazn has numerous things on you on their Instagram and their YouTube. And me, as a content creator and a podcaster that has an audience and tells them where to watch boxing, if I want to share your story or the little I know, Dazn just made it 100 times easier for me. But that's only for me. How did you receive the treatment of both?
Well, on the social media and Top Rank, they not going to post me because I'm not a signed fighter to them. But now, if you go to the outlets called ESPN Ringside, more than 100K followers, and then a blue check solidified on social media, they posted me on on their Instagram about 2-3 times. Twitter, sharing Shakur Stevenson posts, putting us together, and they alongside Top Rank. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I got out of it. Okay, I'm not signed with Top Rank, so they're not going to post me. Makes sense. Dazn, on the other hand, I feel like they just playing the game, but I like how they playing it. Honestly, they know what they doing. Of course, Eddie Hearns, he reach out to all young fighters in the Instagram, in the DMs and stuff like that. But I was actually, and I told my team this too, I was actually surprised Dazn posted me after that fight. I'm like, damn, why would they post me like after a fight that I was on ESPN? Like, what's their angle? But of course, being business minded, I know they just, playing the game how they should be playing it. And I definitely got my eyes on Dazn for sure.
I agree 100%. I think that Top Rank is in the business of trying to build a fighter. I think Dazn's in the business of trying to build a brand. So, of course, they would want to keep making themselves like connected with the, best fighters, with the best prospects, with the best everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you come to Dazn, it doesn't matter who we have actually under contract. You're going to see the most highly touted fighters, the most highly touted you know what I mean? So I think you're exactly right. That's what they wanted.
Yeah, and with Dazn, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
You're back. And with Dazn, we also got to realize that they not big as they want to be in America. Mm-hmm. So that's why, going back to what he said, they more about building a brand because they are still building themselves. So if they get like a highly talented amateur, just like a Mark Castro or myself, they're going to keep building as much as they can so they can get to the certain level where they try to be at.
So, Keyshawn, can you just let the world know how old you are?
Is it possible I can get a question?
Sure.
All right.
I'm 22 years old. I just turned 22 in February.
Okay. Go ahead, Francis.
How you doing, man? This is Francis from Canada. I just wanted to ask you real quick. Is your first time to Dubai?
Yes.
Yeah, give us your whole feeling of how it was out there. Give us some your point of view.
Man, that shit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I was telling somebody earlier in the interview, like, I'm kind of bad I went out there so early because I feel like that's like probably one of the best places I probably ever gonna experience. Now, I ain't experienced the whole world yet, but it's gonna be hard to top that. Like, we out there in the desert riding camels, dirt riding ATVs, Like, man, that joint was just crazy, bro. Like, that joint was just crazy. The mall itself is like big as hell, like big. Like the mall is like a freaking amusement park.
Wow.
Did they have like Nike stores and like polo and stuff, or was it like different kind of gear?
Man, they had everything, even their stuff. Like they had, I was going to the stores that's not in America.
Yeah. That's what I was
thinking. Yeah, like they had Nike, Under Armour. They had every single thing,
But you was going to like the original stuff in Dubai.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to their kind of designer store.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly.
That's smart.
So the fight. So they treated. So the fight was. So it's you got a different feeling from that Top Rank. Fight bubble from the Dazn, like it was a different feeling. Like, I mean, I know it was a different country and everything, but like, give us you taking the weigh-in and the press conference and the testing and the whole lead up to the fight and yeah.
I mean, keep it real with you, bro. It didn't really feel like a Top Rank / ESPN event because you had nothing but Muslim people out there that was running the event with head scarves. Shout out to my guy Ahmed Siddiqui. He was the one that ran. He was the one that was over top of the event. And Ahmed Siddiqui, like the name tells it, like it's a different culture, and like even with the weigh-ins and stuff like that, the weigh-ins was quiet until I started,
I thought it was
smacking the hands and stuff like that.
Bro.
I'm trying to tell y'all, Jamel when Jamel weighed in and Carl Frampton weighed in, the weigh-ins was so quiet, because we gotta realize their culture out there is not like hyped up and like it's not nothing like that. It didn't get like rowdy until I started weighing in. And then after my weigh-ins, it got like right back quiet. And it was like a church. Like, you feel me? It was like church. Like even in the fights, it was like church. Like we in the fights, we whispering because it's so quiet. And I'm in my head, like, when the hell do you ever whisper at a fight? Like that shit usually be loud, hyped up and stuff like that. So to answer your question, like it didn't feel like no Top Rank, ESPN, nothing. It just felt like I'm in Dubai and I'm fighting on a professional card. Honestly,
I gotta ask, man. I think when we interviewed you when you were still an amateur and you were supposed to go to the Olympics. Everyone kind of assumed you was gonna sign with James Prince because of the friendship with Shakur and just a lot of your friends. I think you might be with Jared Anderson a lot. Like we just thought it was gonna be James Prince. And again, you did it your way. I'm more interested in the business story, man. Like, what made you not? Because like Shakur, obviously, everybody thinks he's gonna be the next Floyd, and he came up with Ward, and he's got and a lot of people followed him over there, But you're doing it different. I need to know why.
Because I had to realize that in this game, it's all about leverage. Mm-hmm. And in this game, I knew when I was amateur. Coming into pros, that's all I had was leverage. Anybody wanted me on their card. Anybody. Especially Dazn. And then when they had, I won't even say Dazn, especially like ESPN, everybody. But when I found out like the Canelo was fighting the first time of the year, I knew that was gonna be the biggest fight in America. So of course I jumped on that and got on that card using my leverage that I was coming from the Olympics. Like it was Keyshawn Davis' debut, the highly prospect amateur, everybody talking about, so on and so forth. Who wouldn't put me on their card? Understand what I'm saying? And then when I showed how good I was, my debut, it just gave me even more leverage. Like, okay, yeah, this dude probably is the next big thing. So moving on to my next fight, it was basically easier to get me on the card because now I'm actually showing that I'm gonna be this next star, and then so on and so forth.
So who's in charge of the matchmaking? Because your first fight, obviously, I mean, a guy with your amateur background, I understand you getting in the ring with someone with 10 fights. But we don't normally see that. They might put you in versus a dude that's like 0-3-1. You're actually fighting decent opposition ahead of time or schedule because your second fight was a dude 10-1. I mean, he's from Ghana, but again, he's still 10-1. That we don't see that unless you're on that Rigondeaux track or that Vasyl Lomachenko track. Is that what you are attempting?
Right. Well, to answer your first question, who's in charge of my matchmaking? It depends on what card I'm fighting on, and whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, every opponent they gave me, the first opponent, I'm like, oh yeah, he perfect. Like, oh yeah, he perfect. Okay, cool. Like, I'm just so confident and so experienced in the ring that I don't really care who they put in front of me. If it ain't no freaking world champion right now going 12 rounds, then I'm gonna whoop their ass. Honestly, that's just how I feel, how I think. And ask your second question one more time. I'm sorry.
So the second part was just are you on that Lomachenko and Rigondeaux track? Like, are you trying to get a title as quick as Shakur did? Like, because that's what it seems like by taking on this type of opposition so rapidly.
Honestly, I'm more all about putting on great performances, looking great each and every fight, and building my fan base. It's up to me if I want to, wait the 12 fights and get a world title, or wait the 8 fights to get a world title. It's really all up to what I want to do. But what I'm more interested in is just building my brand, building my fan base each and every fight, and just keep getting better mentally and physically inside and outside that ring. I'm not really too worried about getting the belt fast, because the belt is going to come. The belt is always going to be there. I'm always going to be in position to move forward towards the belt. So I'm not worried about a belt right now. I'm just worried about my brand and building myself and my brothers behind me coming up.
Now, I love that. I think it's so smart. Let me just go ahead. I'll get it. I'll go next. Go ahead.
I understand you said that, and don't think that I'm trying to get an actual time frame. But I wanted to ask this next question, which is more about weight, but it's still gonna bring up the title shot, right? Because you started at 136, now you're 138. So I just want to know, when that time does come, where would Mr. Davis have his first title shot? Are you going to fight at 135 for a title, or is it 140 for a title?
I'm going to fight at 135.
Okay.
I know in my debut interviews, I was telling people that I probably can make 130. I don't think I can make 130. I think I got too much muscle. I'm just too filled out for even 135. I was standing
especially
next to
by then.
Khan. Yeah, I was standing next to him, and I'm trying to take not really the fast track for real. But I was standing next to Amir Khan, and I'm sizing him up. I'm taller than Amir Khan, and I'm just looking at just his shape.
Yeah.
And he was saying what I was thinking. Like, God, he was saying, God damn, boy, you about my size. And I was looking at him like, yeah, you right. But I think I can fight 140 too. But it's all about what belts I'm going for. I can't work towards a belt at 135 and 140. You feel what I'm saying? But I know if I get enough leverage and enough fans behind me, if it's a big fight at 140, I'm gonna take my fan base to 140 and be like, man, let's make a fight. Let's make a fight happen. It makes sense. I'm bringing my fans. It's gonna be a hell of a fight, a big fight. Let me get that belt at 140. But I am campaigning my weight at 135.
Man, I want to add. Well, I'm sure. I'll just say I'm sure it was, must be inspiring to be able to kick it with Amir Khan and stuff like that. An all-time great.
He's
but
the
I don't
hugest
even want to go down that road.
fan, Davis the Davis.
I mean, my man Keyshawn knows how good he is. We don't even got to go there. But I want to ask this because I feel like we're kind of like teetering on the question. So I'm just going to ask it as specific as I can. I look at a guy like Troy Isley. I look at a guy like Xander Zayas, right? I feel like I can throw you in the mix, right? Because I watch football. I don't know if you watch any other sports, but I always think about it like when prospects, they're kind of like quarterback free agents, right? They're highly touted. Like you hear about them in college, and in this case, the amateurs. Yeah, and y'all exactly. And so like y'all are kind of like elite, like college prospects in a sense, right? So you come to this point, and you got like a Troy Isley who, with the promoter, is going to have a certain trajectory. A Xander Zayas, they've already have his trajectory, putting him on, Telemundo, introducing him to, a certain fan base. Do you feel like, you could maybe get lost in the translation where it's like you keep doing your own thing, but nobody is cementing you in one spot? Or, and how long do you think you can do that? Like, until you think you're going to have to okay, I have to settle down with somebody for at least a 3-4 fight deal or something to get a shot at so-and-so.
What you mean with somebody? How long can I do it till I'm
on
cemented
your
to
own,
one spot?
basically? Yes, exactly. Like
what you mean by
how
that?
long? like basically like you're doing it on your own right now, which I love. I think it's a great, smart decision. But do you think there's going to come a point in your career in the next 3 or 4 years where you're going to have to say, okay, I want that shot at Ramirez, so I'm going to sign with Top Rank for 4 fights or 3 fights, whatever their plan is, or I'm going to sign with Matchroom to fight so and so, or PBC to fight so and so? Like, do you think that point's going to come, or do you think you can realistically do it on your own as a free agent, 100% for the rest of your career?
Well, you basically really just answered your own question.
Okay.
When you were saying, well, for 3 fights, for 4 fights, that's not really sided with nobody. That's like a partnership.
Word.
Let's come to you. We're gonna make money together for about 3-4 fights.
Man, I'm so glad.
Let's see where it goes. Like, I mean, I would love to do something like that. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of signing for the traditional way, 7 years or 5 years, you get a world title. That's additional 2 years. So basically 7 years. Like,
and then they always try to up you anyway. It's like you got 2 fights and they say, okay, we were going to fight the champion in 2-3 fights. Okay, but we want you to sign now an extension. I'm so glad you're smart enough to see that, right? Because there's so many fighters that don't get it. They don't get it. They're like, well, I'm going to stay a free agent, or, oh, I'm signed to so-and-so. Like, I'm good here. They treat me right. And I don't want to bring up any names, but you hear it. Like, oh, they treat me right. Yeah, they treat you right, but they're not putting you in the spot you need to be. And it's a partnership. You get what you need from Top Rank and you move on.
Hey, he'll like that shit. He going ear right now. He'll like that shit. Hey, but to give you just some more clarity on why fighters do that, at the end of the day, we're fighters, and coming from the amateurs on that level, we've been fighting for 10 years plus. So a lot of the fighters does that just for security, so they can feel safe. You sign with Top Rank, you on ESPN. You knock somebody out crazy, then you on the real ESPN. Highlights, like with the basketball players, the soccer players, all that. You feel what I'm saying? So it is still a great opportunity, but the security is what people is really looking for.
You smart, bro. Go ahead.
You are. So listen, we've been doing this for a long time.
Hold up.
Next up.
Chill out, man. I let y'all cook. You know what I'm saying? I sat back and I waited my turn. You know what I mean?
He has hand. Go ahead.
Man. Are y'all not entertained? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to know, really, like, you're talking about it, but like, where did the businessman moniker come from? Like, give us the root of that. Like, I know everybody of these days is starting to, take care of their business because they've seen the olden days. But like, give us that root, man, please.
Well, people nowadays start take care of the business because they came into the game not knowing the business. Now they starting to know the business. Now they want to take care of the business. I seen that when I was about when I first got on the Olympic team. Well, the USA team, back when I would say 19, 18, turning 19. And of course, I was around Shakur Stevenson, so I was just watching. I was telling myself, like, I don't want to go into this boxing world not knowing nothing about it. Like, that's so stupid to me. You about to go pro in a few years. Why not learn the game before you jump into it? So being around Shakur Stevenson, I'm like, okay, I got an outlet to really know the higher level of the boxing game. So I started asking questions. Shakur, so-and-so. Oh, so at the Olympics, okay. So who is Top Rank? I just started asking questions and being like real, kind of like hands-on and not really trying to get in his business. So then, like, on social media, I started learning, like, okay, Instagram is really like a big promotion. It's not really just something you just do day by day. Instagram is a real big promotion. So I started posting a lot of videos on Instagram as an amateur. Back then, Shakur and my coach K, Karoma, they used to say, Keyshawn, why you post so much on Instagram? Why you leaking too much? People gonna see what you're doing. I said, y'all don't know that Instagram is the wave right before the Ryan Garcia. Instagram is the wave right now. This how people gonna get popular. This is the way right now. They like, Keyshawn, you don't know what the hell you talk about, so on and so forth. A few years down the line, now they posted more, and Ryan Garcia going crazy off the Instagram and shit like that. So like, and this is a true story. You can ask Shakur this, and me and Shakur done talked about this too, but like, back to answer your question again, back when I was 18, 19, I really started seeking the game. I really wanted to be business Keyshawn. I didn't want to just be a fighter. I had to be more than a fighter.
I love it. Okay, my these these are my my world famous boxing questions that I like to talk to the boxers about and get the people to understand. Again, this is Francis, the praying mantis from Canada. So here we go. What is your pre-fight? Pardon me. What type of music do you like to listen to when you're working out, and does that music change pre-fight, like you're about to walk out, before your ring walk music?
All right, well, I'm a type of person that's happy, smiles and stuff like that. Not really a negative person, but when it's time to fight, I hit that switch. I snap into that Mike Tyson mode. Understand what I'm saying? And I like to listen to all that cursing, all that rah-rah, the younger hip hop generational music. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and that just get me into that. Like Mike Tyson said, that gladiator feeling. That warrior feeling, to where it's time to fucking fight. That feeling right there, you feel what I'm saying? And to answer your question, I like that younger hip hop, that NBA YoungBoy, Lil Durk, Lil Baby type of music.
Okay. My next question is, what is your pre-fight meal? So that
pre-fight meal.
So that is after weigh-in, before the fight.
Okay, so after weigh-ins, I always eat pasta, shrimp pasta or chicken pasta. And right before the fight, I always eat a chicken Caesar salad.
Any particular reason why?
Well, pasta put
for the Caesar salad. For the Caesar salad.
For the Caesar salad, it's not too heavy, but it's not too light at the same time. Throwing the chicken in there, you still get your protein and that feeling that feeling in your stomach that you feel. In a salad, and make it not too heavy at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? It's a salad, and it's nutritionist. It's real healthy, and I just feel like you just get everything just out that little short, simple meal.
And what is your post-fight guilty pleasure? Like I got to have it when I get out the ring.
Soda.
Soda pop.
I love some Sprite.
Wow.
Goddamn orange Fanta. It's like I gotta get me a soda. All training camp, you drinking water, Gatorade, Pedialyte. Man, I want some damn soda.
Keyshawn, man, you done, Francis? Because I want to know the Rolly beef, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that right now. Go ahead.
I want to know, because listen, I thought he lost to Marinez. Then Marinez went and got knocked out by Comey. So,
man, everybody thought he lost to Marinez, but come on, let's go. Let's go.
That's why I'm asking, because do you feel like Rolly? You are ready for Rolly, and is there a beef there, or do you really want to fight him, and how long from now?
Honestly, I don't beef with no fighters. Fighters nowadays is soft. You can't beef with nobody that's soft, for real. I'm a type person that see through I'm a type, God gave me the ability to see through people, for real. And I just feel like Rolly is one of those fighters on a lower scale. That he's like, y'all remember when Floyd fought Arturo Gatti, and he was saying how he's a C+ fighter,
yes.
He's not really a world champion.
Yeah,
I see that in Rolly. You like a D- fighter, and you're not really an intern champion. They hand you that belt because of the promotion that you was with Floyd Mayweather, and now they try to keep that belt. Okay, well, I'm an up and coming, and he thinks he's a bully. He thinks he's so tough. Okay, I'm an up and coming young fighter. 2-0, going 6 rounds, calling you out and I have and Rolly, you know me. I have leverage. I'm not a nobody. So what's up, Rolly? Fight me. Fight me. You nice. You just bully. You just hard hitting. Whatever you are, fight me. What's up?
He's a little scared man.
no
A very
beef,
small, scared man.
So for Loma, when Loma did that, he had to get ranked. So Top Rank got him like that first fight with I don't know the guy's name, but he had like 30-something fights. That's how he got ranked to get the Salido fight. Are you gonna do the necessary to get the Rolly fight, or are you gonna wait for Rolly to give you an opportunity at that? Because then they would have to look backwards. No disrespect to you, but in his eyes, he's an interim champ. He's got X amount of fights. You just getting into the game trying to use his name.
I'm not trying to use his name. Don't might even talk about Rolly until people bring him up in whatever they bring him up. But don't might really talk about Rolly. He got an Instagram following. He don't have no real boxing following, first of all. But secondly, as I said before, leverage, fan base means more than belts nowadays. Don't nobody care about belts. Look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is calling shots with an intern belt. Why is he calling shots with an intern belt? Because of the fan base he has. If I build my fan base enough this year, real big this year, then I can call out anybody I want to call out because it's going to be a big fight. And that's all that matters.
Now,
damn, you kind of right.
Or when you're gauging your fan base, are you using numbers from Instagram? Like when you get to a certain Instagram and social media following, you think you've grown that? Or is there another way for you to gauge your fan base?
Well, I'm telling y'all Instagram because that's something we all can see.
Yes,
Of course.
But I got insights that people who really sell tickets, Ryan Garcia really sells tickets. You feel what I'm saying? Like people really pays to see him fight. And that's really like, I'm basing off Instagram, of course, because that's where your fans comes from. Without an Instagram, you're not a big fighter in this game, period. You're not a big fighter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But right, like I said, Ryan Garcia really sells tickets, and a lot of it comes from the Instagram.
See, first of all, I'm very impressed. Like, yo, you were like 7 years old when that Floyd Mayweather and Gotti stuff popped off. I'm very impressed
Yeah.
with, your knowledge. That's crazy to understand the backstory. It's one thing to know they fought.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing to understand the narrative that was going on back then. But the point I wanted to make is that when Instagram, because I'm probably like 15 years older than you, for real. So when Instagram, for me, it was like, you said you're not a big fighter without real Instagram numbers. It used to be that big fighters were the only ones that had big Instagram numbers. You get it? It wasn't like a Ryan Garcia didn't exist back then where he's big on Instagram and that helped him with boxing. No, it used to be your Floyd Mayweather, your Manny Pacquiao, your De La Hoya, so now you got big Instagram numbers. The fact that you see the connection and also understand that tickets mean what they mean, that gives you a big leg up in the business because people don't want to admit what you're saying to be true. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm very, very surprised is not the right word, but it's crazy to see how well you understand this.
Yeah,
logistically
Man.
speaking.
It's just, I mean, honestly, as an amateur, the team that I have now, I put together as an amateur. Like I said, I was around Shakur Stevenson when he was fighting the Madison Square Garden, under the Terrence Crawford undercard, around the Andre Wards, and so on and so forth. So it's big managers, it's big promoters, it's big advisors that's all coming around and seeking out new talent. And I was blessed that God put me in certain positions to see that, okay, this person can help me when I turn pro. Let me see what I can do. Okay, this person also can help. Let me see what I can do. You feel what I'm saying? So the team that I have now was with me since I was amateur.
And I bet being around all those people and all those moments, so when your moment does come, like we used to talk about being blinded by the lights, right? Like I remember when Mayweather De La Hoya were going to fight, and even though, I knew Mayweather was the better fighter, it was like I was saying De La Hoya could win because Mayweather is going to be blinded by the lights. De La Hoya has been in big time fights. Looking back now, that's obviously the dumbest thing. But, back then it was like something I said. And I still think to a degree it's true. Some guys get, they get stuck in the deer, they're like deer stuck in lights when the lights turn on, right? Those big fights get to them, the nerves, the TV. Like you said, it's not just ESPN Plus, it's the actual ESPN Sports Center top 10 highlights that you see Mike Trout on, you see LeBron James, like everybody, right? Yeah. So I think those moments, you think that they'll help you, right? Like down the road, you're not going to be blinded by the lights. You're not going to be, overwhelmed by the big moment.
Nah, man, and all credit to international amateur boxing. See, we got to realize that, of course, amateurs is different from pros, but when we talking about traveling to Russia, fighting on a world stage, fighting the best amateurs in the world, the same amateurs that's gonna go with me to the Olympics. Like I've been on that huge stage in front of big cameras, in front of large crowds in stadiums. I experienced that in amateurs already.
Yeah.
And the only difference is now I'm professional with it. And to me, these cameras look the same. And it's the same. It's the same square ring. It's the same square ring. It's different. It's different advertisements on the mat. Like everything is the same to me. travels on the shuttle bus to the arena, the big arena, the big lights, everybody watching. Like I already experienced that in amateurs. So coming into pros, it was nothing. It was really nothing to me. And I know like starting out, my opponents can't compete with the amateurs I already fought in amateur on the world Olympic stage, basically. So all I gotta do is fight.
Beautiful.
That's the strong mentality, man.
Yeah.
Word.
Keyshawn, we got a few questions from the people here. First one is coming from Hamilton, Canada, and this is Natural Wiz. He says, what is your favorite pastime when training is done to relax?
My favorite pastime, just my what I like to do on my downtime, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit, right now I'm watching boxing.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm watching boxing. Shout out to my boy Mark Castro, but I was just watching my debut, and now he popped up on YouTube. So I'm watching boxing right now. In the mornings, I love to drink my coffee every morning. Even though it be my downtime, man. I still like to go on runs. Still like to go on simple little runs. Sometimes play basketball. But a lot of times, really just to chill. Like, right now, my arm's still sore from the goddamn fight and the plane ride. You feel me? Like, why is my arm still sore? You feel what I'm saying? But
Keyshawn, you can hoop, or you can hoop?
Nah, I can hoop. Like,
I
was an athlete.
You looked at yourself, you can hoop. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Yeah. I was a real athlete coming up. I was, of course, rec league.
So you better Shakur?
I was dropping like 20. I was like dropping 20 points a game in rec league. Football was my shit.
Are you better than Shakur?
Damn, you had to think hard.
Shakur can ball.
Yeah, Shakur can ball, but Shakur is like more passionate. Like when he ball the hard as a bitch. I'm out there just, you feel me? But like if he like was to play 1-on-1, I feel like I'm way more athletic than him, so I would beat him 1-on-1. But he gonna be out there like balling, like he fucking. Cause that's what he like. Other than boxing, that's what he passionate in. You feel what I'm saying? Other than boxing, for me, I'm passionate in football.
About dudes that be hooping, that really be passionate about ball. It's a different type of hooping. You got dudes that hoop, and you got dudes that hoop.
You got Shakur doing they go the Euro step, the spin layup,
the Euro step,
doing all that shit, man. I'm just getting
the James Harden travel.
Hey,
I'm playing.
Hey, Keyshawn, man. What camps have you gotten into? Like, have you used that Shakur connection to get some sparring with Crawford, or have you put on the gloves with Ward, or has Ward given you some pointers when you had the gloves on? Like, what? Where have you been able to get some advice and some work that is just like I guess the top, right? Like, I mean, if I was a fighter, I would love to like be able to train or spar with Floyd, Crawford, the Earls of the world. Shakur, everybody talks about Shakur being so, happy to spar with Shakur because they believe he's that good. You guys get to see what we don't get to see. So, yeah, just wondering what camps you've been able to get, what elbows you've been able to rub.
Well, the first one off the top that I can remember, because just being around Shakur, you go to different gyms that I've never been to, big or small, it's going to be great work. You feel what I'm saying? But the first one I can remember is the Lomachenko one, when he was getting ready for Rigondeaux. Of course, we all know Shakur sparred Lomachenko, but I got the opportunity to see that firsthand. But not only that, I was getting some work from the Olympic champion at 141 in the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. So I was getting great work from him. I was 132 at the time, a real 132 pounder, and I was 17 at the time. Shakur was 19, and I'm sparring Olympic champion in front of Top Rank, in front of Jay Prince, in front of Shakur Stevenson. And that was like the first training camp where I was a nobody, but I was in the building with somebodies.
What was that pressure like? Because back then, at 17, like, were you already businessman Keyshawn? Like, did you already think like, yo, I got to look good because I might sign with James Prince, I might end up with Top Rank? Was any of that pressure on your shoulders to perform in front of all these people?
Yes, back then I definitely felt pressure because I still had a lot to prove and a long way to go, and I couldn't fumble.
It looks like Big Casual says, "What up, businessman? With you having such a good amateur career, when do you want to be able to compete for the first world title? And with your career taking off at such a good start, do you still wish you were able to compete in the Olympics, something this pandemic took away from you?"
First world title. If I want to, I could probably, if I really want to, I can have an intern belt by early next year, competing for a world title the end of next year if I really want to answer that question. And to answer the big question, I'm happy as hell I went pro. Like, I'm not, like, who wouldn't want to go to the Olympics, right? But I'm not looking back like, damn, I should have stayed. Hell no, I'm not looking back like that. Ever since I turned pro, I've been happy every single day. I've been feeling like I got something to work towards and something that I can keep building off of, instead of sitting still and feeling like I'm not really doing nothing other than wait to the Olympics. Like, people got to realize, like I said, I've been fighting internationally for 3 years. The competition that I was going to fight in the Olympics, I've been fighting for 3 years already. I'm just waiting for the big opportunity in the Olympics. You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't no more experience that I could have got in the ring. It was just the experience of going to the Olympics. But forget that. Let's move on. Let's build even more in the professional game. And I'm happy that I made that decision.
Beautiful. We got Eric Garcia that says, "Thanks for coming on the show. Watch both of your fights so far, and you have been very impressive. Congratulations on making the man quit on Saturday after he was doing all the talking during the weigh-in. No question.
Thank you.
Just showing love from North Hollywood, California."
Appreciate it, Hollywood.
We got Coach Myers in Connecticut who says, "Good morning, champ. I was looking through your amateur profile, and it looks like Andy Cruz stopped you from getting 2 gold medals at the Pan Am Games. Do you want that fight as a pro in the future?"
I mean, shit, hell yeah. Any person that I done lost to, I would want to fight in the pros. I lost to Mark Castro in the amateurs, and I would love to fight him in the pros. But if you're talking about Mark Castro, if you talk about Eddie Cruz, right now, they don't compare to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the top prospect coming up right now with only 2 fights. Like, I'm not really, my concern is not, I'm hoping Andy Cruz escape from Cuba and go pro so I can fight him. That's not my concern. Mark Castro, man, I hope he go to 130 sometime soon so we can at least meet in the middle. I'm not worried about Mark Castro. I'm staying in my lane, and I know 5 years from now, people not even going to remember Andy Cruz. 5 years from now, people not even going to remember the matchup between Andy Cruz. Look at Floyd. Look at Muhammad Ali. Look at Floyd. He lost a bronze. Who remember who he lost to? What's his name? Don't nobody care. Because look how much he done did for the game. All that stuff doesn't matter. And I feel like I'm gonna be one of them people that all that stuff that happened in the amateurs, it matters now because it's early. But that shit not gonna matter 2-3 years from now.
Nah, and you know what? I remember when I was like watching boxing when in high school. I remember it was like one of those things where they would fight like a fight, and they were like, these guys met up in the amateurs. It was like a thing that you just kind of blurted out there. You know what I mean? So like it goes to the point that you're saying, like, nobody, when that time comes, like, because Mark's on his own, road. You know what I mean? He's making his own lane just like you're making your own lane. If y'all happen to meet up one day, that's how it's going to be. People are only going to care what y'all have done as a pro. They're not going to say, well, let's go back to when they were amateurs. That's where it all started. Like, no, it's going to be a footnote, in the commentary. Right.
Just same thing in a recent fight. Same thing with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I was there.
Great point.
I was there with all them. We was all amateur at the same time. They just went pro before me. I decided to try to go to the Olympics.
Yeah,
I was there for all 3 of those fights. I was there. Like, I was winning the national tournaments in the different weight classes where they was fighting each other. I was there.
So your money's on Devin?
Say it again.
Your money's on Devin?
Definitely.
Definitely. Is that a future big fight for you, or you think he'll never be in the, like, when you move up, he will also be moving up? Because y'all the same age.
I see Devin stayed at 135 for a long time. Do y'all see Devin talking about he's moving up anytime soon? I don't think he ever made that comment. Fimo did.
I think once for the Mikey fight, right, and for the Broner fight, when those things was on social media for him.
But how big of fights are those?
Big.
It makes sense for him to move up for a fight like that.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? But I think I see him really, really unifying the 135, or at least trying to unify the 135 division, taking over the 135 division, and then move it up. His main focus is 35. He's not really worried about nothing else behind beyond that.
Hold up. You said taking over, so you also got him beating Tio?
Tio about to move up to 140.
But what if he don't?
Tio's moving. You see how big he is? Tio is moving up. It's not even a what if. Like, he's moving up. He's big.
So,
but I mean, if they do fight, like I know Devin Haney. We had comments. We not friends. Like, we ain't no beef, but we not friends. But we had little short conversations about their spar matches and stuff like that. But just the skill and the boxing ability on both ends, I feel like Devin Haney got better boxing ability. Yes, he don't hit hard. Yes, he don't have no explosion in his punches. But if you could just keep touching somebody for 12 rounds, then you're gonna win the fight.
Have you sparred him with your Shakur Connect? Because they sparred.
Honestly, keep it real with you, and I can say this now. I'm sparring for the Linares camp for the first time.
I'm about to come out there, man. Bill invited me out there. I'm going to have to come on out there, man.
Yeah, he called me before I left Texas, like my last day in Texas, actually. He called my phone. He said, yo, champ, we can use you when the next time you're going to be available. I told him my availability, and he said, call him. I'm glad you said that because I almost forgot. But he told me to call him when I get back from Dubai. So
there you go.
Breaking news, huh? I love that, man. Yeah, I love that. All right, we got a few more before we let you go. Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati says, give me your top 5 baddest women in the game today, champ.
Boxing?
He didn't make it clear. He just said women in the game. I don't know what game he talking.
Man, okay, well, shout out Clarissa Shields.
Yes.
Shout out Clarissa Shields, man. She been with me. I actually sparred Clarissa Shields. She been with me since 2016 Rio games where they was getting ready to go to Rio. Back at the OTC, man. Her and Shakur Stevenson been believing in me since back then. She still, hitting me up on her live the other day. She shouted me out, telling me congratulations about my previous fight I just had. Man, shout out Clarissa Shields, man. Like, I think she's changing it. I know she's changing the game for women boxing. I believe the last card she had was the first all-female card.
Yes.
That was ever put on boxing.
Pay-per-view.
And it was pay-per-view, and people actually paid to watch. And when she fought, it was entertaining. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out Clarissa Shields, man. She's changing the game for women's boxing. I hope she can make that switch to the MMA, UFC, and I hope she does great over there. But just shout out her just changing the game and making boxing bigger for everybody in general.
And the next one is from G the Don of Boxing says, what's up, champ? Is it true you and your brother are fighting on the Canelo undercard next month with the looking emoji? Good luck on your next fight and keep bodying these dudes. Jay-Z lyric, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
On the Canelo undercard?
Yeah, for May 8th. He the eyes. Damn, so you already got the call. I love it. Yo, you ain't playing out here.
Stupendous.
Breaking news all day. Breaking news all day. We got Ryan O'Rourke who says, what up from UK Liverpool? Is there any loss as an amateur you can see running back as a pro? I seen you lose 3 times to the Cuban and not many of them turned pro. So any other guy that sticks out? I mean, you kind of answered that already unless you want to elaborate more.
You pretty much, since everybody want to break up Andy Cruz, shout out Andy Cruz, man. Andy Cruz is a hell of a fighter. He's from Cuba, you know what I'm saying? He's a great boxer. Every time I fought Andy Cruz, I learned something new. Every time I fought Andy Cruz, I fought a new style. And I just learned so much from that fight. Every time I fought him, I'm a type fighter that don't be like, oh, man, they robbed me. I should have won that fight. I'm a type fighter. I go back and look, why was that fight so close? Like, why is it so close? And I study, and I just get better from it. So shout out Andy Cruz for putting on them hell of performances, not being scared to fight me, not being scared of me bullying him backstage. But just get in the ring and handle the business, man. And it's no beef between me and Andy Cruz, man. Yes, I would love to knock his ass out in pros. Can't fuck with me in pros. All that pity pat stuff ain't gonna work. But shout out Andy Cruz, man. He helped me get better along my journey at amateurs.
So Keyshawn, are you still with K?
Yeah, K my trainer.
Okay, good. All right.
Why you ask that?
Because I just didn't see anything on social media like for this recent fight with him like in it. I know he doesn't really do it like that. Like he stays in the back, but I haven't seen him like next to you. That's all. I didn't notice him next to you. So he was in Dubai though.
Nah, he wasn't in Dubai. The coach that was with me in Dubai is my coach, Coach Tyler. He started me out in boxing when I was 9 years old. He had me doing my step jab in the mirror and stuff like that. So the guy you see me is nobody new. This guy been with me.
All right. Go ahead, Doomy.
Yeah, we had another one from Kenneth Ricks, and he says, what's up, champ? I'm also from Hampton Roads area. VA's behind you 100%. Looking forward to big things in your future. What are some good boxing gyms in Hampton Roads for beginners?
It's not really good boxing gyms in the Hampton Roads, bro. Not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Like the Hampton Roads is not a boxing area, which is crazy how like a fighter like Sweet Pea, fighter like Keyshawn Davis can come from and make it this far because like we really had to, be somebody to make it out of an area that's not boxing. Everywhere in this area is just like football, basketball. But to answer that question, bro, if you really, really want to be somebody in this boxing game, you got to get out this Hampton Roads area. And where I took my talent to, I went to the DC area.
All right. James Benitez is the last one, champ, and he says, I believe you will be the face of boxing in the next 2 to 3 years. I will follow your career and wish you much success. Let's go, champ.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And real quick, this is just me, Keyshawn, man. Because I was actually on your live before the fight, man. You're hilarious, Doug. And it's like, your entertainment there was just something that we're always expressing here on the show. That you got to have interaction with your fans. You got to be able to, and and your name says it all, business. Business, Keyshawn. So it was real fun to see you, interact with the fans. And then the weigh-in was just it was crazy. Everything that you were doing to me, it just presents that perfect package, man, of really getting your brand to that level, man. And I mean, as a fight fan, I appreciated it, and these are the times we're living in right now. It's Instagram, man. If you're able to interact with your fans, if you're ever able to create that relationship, I see you going big places real fast, champ. So thanks for the entertainment, because I know you can fight. I know you can fight. And even Shannon Briggs, a whole bunch of pros have come on here and told us a lot about you. And it's refreshing to see that you also understand the entertainment side of the business, man, because it's gonna take you real far, real fast.
Yeah, and I appreciate that too, man. And shit, I think live is one of the big platforms too that, like you said, show your personality, show who you are. It's like that's your interview. That's how I treat it. You feel what I'm saying? You control everything, and then nowadays I get a lot of comments, so I just go off the comments and stuff like that. But it's crazy that my live be running up to like 200 views now. Like it's just 200 views. It's like, damn, like with 65K, I'm supposed to be getting like an average 50, 80 views. That should be like the 200. So it just shows that I got the people attention. And
a lot of retention.
I'm gonna keep doing the lives. I'm gonna keep, building off the lives and keep getting better. And I like that shit too.
It looks like you're very comfortable, bro. Like, I saw that it was just you were very comfortable talking to the people, expressing yourself, and you're funny.
I said it, man. We have nothing to hide, man. I mean, shit, you got nothing to hide. You just be yourself with that motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying?
LV Slugger with a super chat that says, seeing how Bob is treating his top fighters at top rank, and you're a good friend, Shakur, is that a reason you are taking the businessman approach smart move?
Bob Arum don't got nothing to do with what I got going on. Unless I'm in business with him. I'm just taking the business route because that's the best way to go. The promoters play the business. These managers play the business. So I'm gonna play the business just like they play the business. And right now, me playing the business is not signing another of them.
He got another one that said, "How Jarrett Hurd been looking working with K Kimura?"
K Karoma.
Oh, my bad.
Jarrett Hurd been looking like Jarrett Hurd. Keep it real. He's more. I would say he's more focused. He's more locked in. Right now they just waiting on a date for him. But he's in shape. Like he's ready to fight for real. For real. It's just a lot of Al Haymon fighters not getting the opportunity to fight right now. But he's locked in, man. He's focused. He's probably out in Houston right now, still training. So yeah, shout out Jarrett Hurd, man. He's one of my supporters. Like we're friends. Like when me and Jarrett Hurd see each other, like we're friends. We'll probably chop it up a little bit. Keep telling me he gonna give me one of his Swift packages, a Swift kit. So man, just shout out Jarrett Hurd, man.
Keyshawn, is that a reason why we haven't seen you fight on PBC? Because they don't have a date to offer you?
Honestly, probably because they don't have. First of all, they not fighting none of their big fighters, and a lot of these cards, I want to be under big fights. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but not only that, if I was able to get on the PBC card, I will get on the PBC card. It's just they still right now. They had to stand still. It's like,
no, you right.
And I'm trying to move forward.
So
and, I don't got time to wait on. I don't got time to wait on nobody.
That's you're absolutely right. They haven't put themselves in a position, and you need to be fighting on those kinds of cards. You're an attraction. Just being, like I said, again, I think football is like the best way to use it as a metaphor. Like you always hear about the college quarterback, and now in boxing you always hear about that Olympic prospect, that amateur prospect, and you fit that class. So you need to be on the Canelo undercards and the big fight undercards, Earl Spence, Wilder, Terrence Crawford, all the biggest
Stevenson though. I feel like me and Shakur, whenever Shakur made an event and I'm under that shit, that's gonna be crazy. Me, Shakur, or
they got
me,
him
Edgar
locked in
Berlanga.
for June. They got him locked in for June versus Jeremiah Nakatilia.
Yeah, but June is also like the Teofimo. June, they trying to get Terrence Crawford. So I can't lock into one date until I know what the fuck is going on.
You trying to get on the biggest one?
Let's go, champ.
On all of them.
Let's go, champ. Feel me?
Now you said Edgar Berlanga. Can't they pencil you in for that one out here in Kissimmee?
Yes, but if I go on that one, then I can't go on
the June.
No. If
Yes, man. You're right. That is
Would you? Real quick, one more follow up. Would you, to be on the Joshua Fury, which is obviously one of the biggest fights, would you go back to Qatar or to Dubai? Like, would you be willing to make that trip again to be on that undercard?
He just said ain't no location going top that.
No. But I'm just saying, so close. It's one thing to do it again, like in a year or two, but it's another thing to do it in another couple months.
So basically, he's saying May, July. Can you get a fight in him? Absolutely, man. He's a
would
young
you want to
man.
do that?
I mean, I'm a young man. I ain't no old ass man. I'm gonna get my ass right on that flight. Go out there for the biggest fight. Shit could be history of boxing. I'm gonna get my ass right on that flight. You feel me?
I gotta look after my investment.
Absolutely.
Yo, but you're not wrong, bro. That flight, 15 hours would be
man. I hate that shit. Like next time, I'm flying fucking first class for sure. For sure. Like
take that
15 hours.
Sleep, huh?
Fuck out of
right,
here.
you hit me up and I'll give you some shows or some movies on Netflix.
You can take that sleep, man. You can stretch out and take that nap.
Man, I was on that shit watching on the way back. I was on that shit watching the Usain Bolt documentary. I done ran through all the movies. Yeah, hell yeah, it was a good documentary, but I don't even watch documentaries. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
that's how you start. Yo, HBO Max has a really good one on Tiger Woods.
Man. I was watching. It's funny because I don't watch documentaries, but I found myself watching a documentary on Netflix about the ocean last night until I fell asleep.
That was thick.
Keyshawn, I want to ask you a question real quick. What do you think about this new boxing game? Are you going to be a part of it?
They actually gave me a phone call about that shit. My previous training camp, not my debut, but my previous training camp. We was going on the logistics and stuff like that. Actually, one of my teammates, I would say, not teammates. One of somebody from my team just called me, and we was going to be talking about logistics of moving forward and the game. So yeah, they definitely reached out to me, and they want me on that game for sure.
Get on that game.
We got one more that just came in late. Boston Jarrett says, when you coming back to DC to give Trayvon Marshall some work?
Man, Trayvon Marshall can come to me again like he did last time. But shout out Trayvon Marshall though, man. That's my little bro, man. He's a hell of a fighter. If I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be fighting on PBC whenever they starting to get their fights back. But shout out Trayvon Marshall in DC, man. A hell of a fighter, orthodox fighter. He's fighting, I think, 147, 154, around there. Now he's a hell of a fighter though, man. That's somebody y'all need to look out for. Trust me. Trust me.
Definitely keep
so those are all my questions, man. I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I would love to continue to get you on, man. I think that you are ahead of your time.
Very.
You know, I mean, in all shapes and form of that, like as far as the business, you know, the way you speak on this interview, the energy you gave at the weigh-in, like you're ticking every single box. Like we sit here and we talk boxing 7 days a week. We are the Breakfast Club of boxing, and we always talk about fighters like, man, yo, he ain't saying enough. Why he don't act like Clubber Lane? Like you are doing it all, and I just congratulate you, man. To see someone this young, you really took your time at this. Congratulations to you, your family, your mother for sure, for embracing you and allowing you to do this on your own. Like you said, so many fighters jump at that security. And you killing it, man. I really love what you're doing.
Quick note, Keyshawn, quick note, I wanted to tell you, I seen when that weigh-in, I don't know if you guys seen it, but when you slapped dude's hand, he looked like, God damn, this boy's strong.
Nah, I see that, bro. My homeboys back at home. My homeboys back at home was saying that. He said, hey, Key. They were saying shit like that. It was like, Key, he's scared for real. Don't go for the height. I'm like, I already know. You gotta tell me.
Your eyes turned to dinner plates when he put that finger in your face.
He made it worse for himself. Like, I was just going to go out there, you know, probably play around, probably do my little basketball thing, feint him a little bit. But he turned Flashy Key into, I'm going to whoop your ass, Key.
Yo, the whole live you kept saying it. I'm like, yo, I can't wait to see this.
And I was on his ass every single round. Like, I was not playing. Like, if you look at my eyes in the fight, you can tell, like, oh, this Keyshawn. Like, look at my debut.
Nah, you had the killer instinct,
like,
bro.
Yeah, like, my personality was different inside the ring, like, from my debut to that fight. Because he was doing hella shit, and then he done put salt in his gloves, trying to put salt on the outside. Like, it didn't even look like salt, it looked like crystals.
Nah.
They said.
What?
Terrence Crawford, Jamel Herring coach, Bomac, got on him about that. Like, he pointed it out. Secondary coach for Jamel Herring, corner pointed that out, and my people pointed that out.
Trying to cut you?
We damn near got in a scuffle. They try to put it in his gloves,
that's some old dirty
tricks. They try to treat me like a Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston.
Damn.
It's my damn second fight.
Wait, what they put in his hair?
They put the salt in his hair and on top of his gloves. They said it looked like crystals though, like it was pointy like crystals.
Wow.
They used to say
Six exfoliation mask.
They used to say it was something like that. It was like a material like that. It softened up the skin. It was like created cuts easier. Like you would just put your head on them and rest it on, and that's what I saw in the documentary when they talked about it with Ali.
But why you gotta do it with me? I'm a damn one.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's
Ali was damn Ali. You feel what I'm saying? Like
it's because you Keyshawn Davis, man.
They already
know, man.
You Keyshawn Davis, man.
But in my shoes, let's be real. In my shoes, that's some scary ass shit though. Like,
it is, bro.
People already thinking like that. It's like
so you gotta have a team that loves you, man.
There you go.
Looking out for you, bro. Because
facts.
But no,
that was
facts
crazy.
Though. But man, before I go, shout out DB3, man.
Sure.
My two other brothers behind this brand, Keon and Kelvin Davis. Like I said, my brother Kelvin Davis, my big brother, is 1-0. 1 KO. Stopped this dude in the second round back in December. NBC Sports Television. And he will be back fighting with me for his second fight, my next fight. Shout out my little brother Keon Davis. He's 6'3", 138 pounds. 6'3".
Wow.
Kelvin is 6'1". I got the little shorter end, but whatever. He's my little brother is 6'3", 138 pounds, and he's fighting in national tournaments, developing. He's looking forward to making his pro debut sometime at the end of this year. But like I said, man, DB3 is the future of boxing, and y'all gonna see it this next month. Y'all gonna see it. Like, we all got this mentality. We all can fight. We came up in the household together, talking about days like this. It's now we about to make it happen.
Yo, speaking of household, man, I really didn't know how to ask this question, so I hope you don't take offense. But is there a father figure in your house? Cause I just want to know, because you're so like mature.
Sure.
That's why I'm mature, because I don't have no goddamn. I didn't have a father figure coming up. We had to do it on our own. Me and my brother stuck together to where we didn't really even need a father. We had each other back. Our mother was our father and our mother.
Say that again, boy. Say that again, man, because I'm them type of times, man.
My mother was my father and my mother, and that's the main reason why we're mature.
Say it again.
And that's probably the reason.
We don't need no father in our corner jumping in the ring telling us what to do. We don't need all that. We don't need no father. We do it dolo with our mother. That's how we do it.
And that's the reason she probably doesn't need anybody else navigating, and she's able to, do these things as your manager. That's a tough job. You gotta play a lot of parts. So the fact that she did that, you growing up, shows that she could play all those roles now today. Prepared her for that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, God is good all the time.
There you go, champ.
So I'm being told that you beat Floyd Schofield.
No,
twice?
his little brother.
Oh, your little brother beat Schofield twice in amateurs.
Honestly, I don't even know who the hell that is. I got not real for real talk. I gotta see his face. Like, I'm not good with names.
That's the dude that is offering Devin Haney $1 million for a 6-round exhibition with Freeway Ricky Ross.
My brother did beat him 2 times. My brother also beat Xander.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Like, we can fight. We can fight. We just gotta get on platforms that we can show that we can fight. My big brother fought Teofimo twice. My big brother fought Lamont Roach. My big brother fought Gary Russell. Like, my big brother went to the Olympic trials with me. Like, we all can fight. And we got that switch mentality. Like, I'm not the only one with that. We all got that.
Nice.
Y'all gonna see. I can't wait till y'all see. Y'all gonna see though.
I can't wait, man.
Shit, we gonna stay tuned.
Yeah, man.
Matter of fact, my big brother, after whatever y'all get time, my big brother pro debut is on YouTube.
Nice. I'm definitely
Kelvin Davis.
I'll definitely check that out.
Kelvin Davis.
Well, Keyshawn, man, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. We look forward to getting you back on, man. Shout out to you and DB3. Keep doing your thing.
Sir.
Without a doubt. We are locked in, and our audience will definitely be tuned into you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all having me. This is a fun-ass interview, and shit, we can do it again anytime y'all ready for me to come back.
Thank you, brother.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
You feel me?
Appreciate you, man. Have a blessed morning.
All right, man. Shout out DB3, man. I'm gone.
All right.
DB3.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Keyshawn Davis. That was a really, really good interview. I'm genuinely impressed. Like, I haven't heard a young man talk like that well. Understand the game so much.
So
know
much.
every answer. I mean, man, this kid
Like,
is
wait,
ahead
like,
of
this
his
is
time.
how-
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Untitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.